A very good morning from myself, Devon Govender, and welcome to the Gallop TV selection show for the race meeting that's scheduled to take place on the 2nd of December, Friday. We're racing at Fairview on the poly track, and it's always a pleasure to be working alongside Grant Paddock. He's going to be taking us through the card. Hopefully he can find some winners for us and we can build up the kitty to probably take some good bets over the weekend. Good morning, Grant. How are you doing?
Morning, Devon. All good this side, my man. Just weather's got nice and hot down here now, and the wind has been, as per normal, blowing.
Yeah, the wind is always blowing there in Gqeberha down in Port Elizabeth. I know it's very, very windy, but looks like an exciting card ahead of us. Hopefully we can find the guys a few winners. How did you see the card?
Yeah, Devon, I agree with you. Nice card. I think there's money to be made. One or two tricky races, but not too bad overall. I must be honest with you. I really do think a man can get a few pounds this week.
Okay, lovely. Great to hear that. Okay, race number 1 is the Welcome to Nelson Mandela Bay Racing maiden plate for fillies and mares. It's over 1,300 meters. It jumps at 12:35. I quite like number 7 here, Burning Moon, from the Gavin Smith yard. I thought this one has a bit of scope to improve, but it's not that cut and dry. How did you see it?
Devon, I agree with you. It was my first selection. I must say, I see that she's got the blinkers on now from a good draw. She's had 2 runs here, both of them decent runs. One was behind Tipsy Tina, who's come out and won again and ran a good second. So the form is there on Burning Moon and the draw. Makaya Beach probably got the draw is the concern there. And then you got the first-timer Executor. It can be anything. She's very, very well bred. And with Richard up for Alan, that's got to be right there. And then probably back into Quartet's a horse like Girl Scout. She's done nothing wrong. She's ran a decent third last time out, even though it was a very weak race. But I think the winner will come from either the 7 or the 1.
Okay, Grant. So in terms of numbers for the guys to play around with, we're including numbers 7, 1, 8 and 3. And obviously we should keep a close eye on the betting market with the first-timer Executor that opened at 22-10.
100%. These horses of Alan's, as I said, this one doesn't have to be too good to win a race like this. But yes. First time Tali, first time around the turn, Alan likes to normally give them a run or two and then I'll put them on the grass and they'll come home. But it can be anything. Watch the betting on that one. I haven't heard much for it down here, I must be very honest with you. But I still think they got Burning Moon to beat.
Okay, there you heard it from Grant Paddock. He quite likes number 7, Burning Moon, and numbers that you can play around with for the trifectas, swingers, exactas, and quartets are numbers 1, 8, and 3. So the top 4 there, 7, 1, 8, and 3. Of course, keep a close eye on the betting on number 8, Executor. So moving on to race number 2, now it jumps at 13:10. It's the Tab Telebet 0861 000822 maiden plate. It's over 1,300 meters. I've been following this horse, Grant, Captain Mornay, and I quite like this. And I'm going to be having a little bit of an each-way bet on number 4 at 5-1.
Devon, qualified maiden. He's honest. He's done nothing wrong since he's come to town. He had quite a few issues which Kelly and them have sorted out. He's definitely needing a mile. When they put him over a mile and put him back on the grass, he'll win. There's no doubt. But he's consistent and he'll be in the money again. My strong fancy in this race is number 1, Federal Reserve. There's a lot of talk down here for this horse. I see there's been early money for him. He ran in open company last time out in the wet going, and he only got beaten 5 lengths. He's back to the maidens now. Massive runner, and I think he'll be very, very hard horse to beat. Horses to go with him, Mr. Bodacious, a good first run here behind Lord Tennyson. Obviously, Captain Mornay, and then a horse like Opening Ceremony seems to be finding his best now.
Okay, Grant, so can we take some swingers, numbers 1 and 4?
100%. Very, very good bet. 1 and 4, the swingers. And the 2 will also be in the money. There's trifectas and quartets here. I don't know how much money you're going to get out of this. It looks like a fairly straightforward race, yes. But I'm very strong on Federal Reserve.
Lovely stuff. I just see that horse opened at 22-10. Now there is a little bit of betting support down 2-1. So hopefully we can try and strike some bets early and get a few doubles and trebles in it. And come Friday, we'll take a few swingers and box the exactors with 1 and 4. And we'll certainly be having a place bet on number 4, Captain Mornay.
100%, Devon. I think the 2-to-1 won't last very long. I must be honest with you. I think that there will be a lot of support for this horse, Federal Reserve. I think he's one of the better bets on the day, in fact.
Lovely. You heard it from Grant Paddock there. He's given us a bit of confidence on number 1, Federal Reserve, that's currently trading at 2-to-1. Include this in all your multiples. Moving on to the big one, which is race number 3. It's the opening leg of the Pick 6. It's the Tab 4 Racing App FM 86 handicap for fillies and mares. And it's over 1,900 meters. Now, just looking at this race, Grant, I saw the favorite is number 3, Hearties. Good recent form.
Very good recent form, Devon. She's won on the poly. She's ran good places. She ran a very good race in the Wedgwood last time out, 2 lengths to that Cape Town horse, Double Check, who had no weight on its back. From a 1 draw with JP up in the yard, that's in pretty good form at the moment. I must say she's going to be a very, very hard horse to beat. Her dangers here are definitely going to be Ideal Angel, but that 7-point penalty for her last win, that could catch her out. And then the bottom weight, Wildest Dreams, also consistent form, but she's held by the 3 on the Wedgwood run. So I'm very strong. I've made Hearties my best bet on the card, and I think she's a banker in everything.
Can we have a bit of a double from race 2 on to race number 3?
Without a doubt, very good double.
100%. You've heard it from Grant. He's given us a little bit of confidence. If you want to go light in the Pick 6 in the first leg, you can banker number 3 Hearties. If you like, you can include a few more horses if you want to, but he's given us the confidence. And in the fixed odds betting market, this is currently trading at 18-10, so include this in all your multiples. Moving on to race number 4 on the card, it jumps at 14-20. Play Soccer 6, 10 and 13 maiden handicap. It's over 2,200 meters. I thought this race was a little bit open, Grant, but for me, the value is with number 8, King of Love. Now, is this horse named after myself or you?
I don't think either of us. I honestly don't think either of us. Yeah, King of Love. Listen, yeah, he's going. He went to 1,900 last time out. Now going even further. Yes. Unfortunately, the yard is not in the best of form at the moment, and we'll probably have to wait for them to turn around before we start going crazy. But he did finish well in 24 seconds, 400 to finish. But he comes out of the same form lines as Bella's First Wave and Douglas Devastator.
Yes.
So. Back end of quartets for me at the most. I think it's not a difficult race at all. I think the winner will come from either 1, 2 or 3. My preference here is for the 3, no doubt. Strong Cape Town maiden form, and that normally is when they get to Port Elizabeth a bit too strong for them here. So I'm going Quasimodo to win it. I'm going for Bella's First Wave to run in front of Douglas Devastator as they did in the last run. I don't know if they've got the betting right here. They've got Douglas Devastator shorter than Bella's First Wave.
Yes.
It should be the other way around according to me. But Bella's First Wave having peak run, 3rd run, yeah. And Douglas Devastator, you know, he's been consistent, but he couldn't put weaker fields than this away.
Yes.
So that's why I'm going the 3 Quasimodo to beat Bella's First Wave, Douglas Devastator.
Well, there you heard it from Grant. His numbers are 3, 1 and 2. He quite likes number 3, Quasimodo. And I'm just looking at the fixed odds betting market that's currently trading at around about 22-10. Bella's First Wave, that's trading at 5-1, and Douglas Devastator 28-10. And for me, there's a little bit of value of number 8, King of Love. This is currently trading at 12-1, is having the 4th run after the gelding, and I just think that the trip might suit, and Rachel Finneker might just be able to get the best out of this son of Go Deputy. So Pick 6 wise, you got to play a little bit wider because it's a little bit of a tricky race, but we've given you our selections and it's up to you to make up your mind. Moving on to race number 5 on the card. It jumps at 14:55. It's over 1,600 meters. You know, when I looked at this card, looked at this race, Grant, I thought it was a little bit tricky, but I'm siding with the number 7, Double Destiny. She's run in some feature company there against Kaya's Hope on 2 occasions, and then 3rd to Peach Daiquiri.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely a big run of the filly, off a 91 rating, carrying 55 kilos. Run against all the strong horses. You know, that second to Ikoria, who ran 4th in the Alan Robinson's massive run as well. She had her first run on the poly. It was okay. She finished in 24 seconds. 400 to finish over the 1400. Now going the mile out of twice over, they're not going to be a problem with that. Horse like Perfection won a very, very good race. He's a massive chestnut out of Ideal World, and you're probably going to end up going a lot further than this mile. And first run on the poly, but he did win with a hell of a lot in hand last time out. So he's the danger. And then Pure Maverick, my first choice, definitely. He's got the form. He's got the rating. They've added key pieces to him. His work has been exceptional back home. He's going to be the biggest danger to the 7. I'm going Pure Maverick to win it from Double Destiny, Perfection, and Dammy to round up the quartet. But in the pick 6, probably be all right with the 2 and the 7.
So pick 6 wise, Grant, we take a chance here and we include number 2, Pure Maverick, and number 7, Double Destiny. Hopefully we can get through with just those 2 numbers. Is that what you're suggesting?
And one extra in that pick 6 is that horse Perfection. I think he could be anything, especially especially on the poly. Strong front runner. He could be anything. I wouldn't leave him out.
Okay, so there you heard it from Grant. Pick 6 wise, we're going to include numbers 2, 7, and 4. We're not going to take any chances, but there is a little bit of confidence about number 2, Pure Maverick. Now moving on to race number 6 on the card. This jumps at 15:30. It's the Racing 240 for Racing for You classified stakes over 1,300 meters. Another race that I thought was very, very open, and I'm leaning towards number 4, Tuk here, and Mpumi Mjoka. He's riding really well for Gavin Smith recently.
Devon, definitely a runner. There's no doubt. He, if he puts his mind to it, he can blow them away. There's no doubt. He's a quirky kind of a horse, but a very, very good run at the merit rated 80 level last time out.
Yes.
So he's got to be a massive runner. Decent draw. Stable companion verified. Holding form well. Very good run last time out to Cool Runnings. Going a touch further. Probably going to suit him a bit better. The 9 draw, obviously not the best. And Travel Master. He's trying a bit further, and I think he's been finishing in 22, 22.3. Those are very good finishing times over 1,000 meters. So back over the extra 300 meters, he could be a runner. And then my value bet on the day here is number 8, Chariot Master. It's a very good post-maiden run. Cool Runnings came out and won again. So I think he's at 10 or 12 to 1. There's definitely some value there. I've made the winner here verified from the 8, Chariot Master, Tuck, and Travel Master. That's the way I've seen it.
Okay, and then pick 6 wise, I'm going to give you some numbers, but not in particular order, and you tell me if we're good with these numbers. So I've included number 4, which is Tuk.
That's correct.
Number 7, Verified.
Yes.
Number 6, Travel Master.
Yes.
Number 8, Chariot Master.
Correct.
And I've thrown in number 2, Can Call, as a roughie there.
Yeah, 100%. No problem with that. 6 lengths of Kaya's Hope. He can be competitive in a race like this. 3-year-old carrying 60 in a handicap, a little bit tricky, but he can. Sharon's horses are doing very well and he's running especially well on the poly. So he's not gonna. That's not a no-hoper, that's for sure.
Great stuff. Well, you heard it from myself and Grant. I'm just going to call out those pick 6 numbers again: 4, 7, 6, 8, and 2. And if you want to add to that, you certainly can. Moving on to race number 7 on the card. It jumps at 16:05. It's over 1,200 meters. It's the Racehorse Owners Association Pinnacle Stakes for fillies and mares. What do you like in this race, Grant?
Now it starts getting a little bit tricky. This is an open fillies race.
Yes.
My fancy is Fly My Flag. She's a very, very good poly filly. She's had 8 runs for 4 wins and 3 places. So
yes,
she's definitely going to be there, and she's definitely going to be my first choice. To chase her home, a filly like Red Berry's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's improving. She's got the weight off of Rachel. Good draw. So she'll be there too. And then you have Miss Nibbles, strong front runner, 2 draw. She's got to be there. And then a bit of an outsider in Gillian Ann. She's been finishing her races off very, very well.
Yes, yes.
So now, back to her favourite trip, the 1,200 on the poly. She's a definite runner as well. I know I've left out Franca, 62 on her back. She on her day, she's a very good filly, but in the pick 6s, you can't leave her out.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the fixed odds betting market, and Franca's trading at 3 to 1. Got a strong rider aboard, so pick 6 wise, we can't leave it out. But you're quite right, a bit of a hefty weight to shoulder there of 62 kgs, and there are some decent horses that she's taking on here that can possibly make a run into the closing stages.
There's no doubt. She's held by Fly My Flag on that last run. Fly My Flag beats her quite comfortably. So, she's got it to do with 62. Being so hot down here in Port Elizabeth, the big factor is going to be that poly track. We've had a lot of hot days down here, and that poly track gets super soft. Yes. So those horses going off at too fast are going to stop in front, and you will be able to win from off the pace on Friday. There's no doubt. That poly gets really sticky, and it slows it up quite a bit. So don't be bad draw. Isn't such a bad draw this coming Friday. There's no doubt.
Well, there you heard some great insight there from Grant Paddock, so keep a close eye on the weather. You heard from Grant, if it's hot, the poly track can get a little bit soft and horses will definitely be running on from the back end of the field, so structure your bets accordingly. Moving on to the lucky last, which is race number 8 on the card. It's the next Fairview race meeting, Friday, 9th December, MR80 handicap. It's over 1,200 meters. Grant, if we're looking to get out of it in the last and we're not having a good day punting, what do we do here?
Well, Devon, hopefully we're not in that boat. But if I had to go for one horse here, it'll be undoubtedly the one horse, Naval Secret.
Yes.
He's been here. He's ran his last 3 runs were in the East Cape Poly Challenge, and those were very, very strong fields. And he ran very, very well, winning the first leg over 12. He's back over 1,200. He's down to merit rated 80 handicap. Unfortunately, he's got a bad draw, but as I said to you, this weather conditions could play into his part. Naval Secret for me, he'll be running them down late. On the road again, very, very good first run here, but at 72 level, he's now up to 80. He's got to prove that that's not a fluke. And then the filly with a low weight, Miami Beach, he's got to be there, as well as the ever consistent Cruisador. But I really like Naval Secret, yeah.
Lovely stuff. That's currently trading at 9-2, and I like I like a bit of number 10, Angel Debs as well, Grant.
Yeah, Angel Debs, to a poly debut, she's done nothing wrong. She has before bled and been suspended and 2 runs back offing, but she's held her form and she's ran to the 76 and the 78 level. She's held her own, but a horse like Naval Secret has run to far, far better horses and beaten far better than this as well.
Yes.
So, I'm very strong on him, and I really do think these conditions will suit. He'll be dropped off the pace, and with Louis up, who knows the poly track very, very well, I think 9-2 is good value.
Lovely stuff. Grant, can you give me some pick 6 numbers for race number 8 that I can just call out for the viewers? You can start from the top.
Undoubtedly 1, 4, 10, 12, and 13.
So 1, 4, 10, 12, and 13. You heard it from Grant. Pick 6 wise. If you're looking for the exotics, include numbers 1, that's Naval Secret, number 4, Cruisador, number 10, Angel Debs, and then number 12, On the Road Again, and number 13, Miami Beach. Now, Grant is quite strong on number 1, Naval Secret. You heard from him, run against much, much stronger. Is now down in an 80 handicap, and this is trading at 9-2. I'm sure you're going to include this in all your multiples, your Yankees, your patents, and your fixed odds place multiples as well. Well, that's a wrap for myself, Devon Govender. Grant, it's always a pleasure having you online, and we're on to the last segment of the show now. We've gone through the 8 races, and I'm told that you've got an exotic bet for us that's going to come up on screen. We'll wait for that to come up, and then I'm going to hand over to you, and you can take us through your suggested bets for Fairview come Friday.
Yes, the one, the suggested bet, the bipot. The first leg, I've gone 1, 3, and 7. The second leg, and then with the 1, 3, and 7, if there's further money support for the 8, then that should be added in. The second leg, 1, 2, and 4. By the banker of Heartsease, the 3 in the third. By 1, 2, and 3 in the fourth. By 2 and 7 in the fifth. And in the last, 7 and 8. Okay, that's my suggested bet. Then my best bet on the day goes to race 3, number 3, Heartsease. And my value bet, race 6, number 8, Chariot Master.
So let's move on to my suggested bets for Fairview, and I've got 2 win bets for you. You can have a little bit of each way on both these horses. Race 4, number 8, King of Love. I do think there is some value there for the places as well. I've been following this horse for a long time. I know the form doesn't jump out at you and the stable is not in the best of form at the moment, but this trading at 12-1, I'm hoping that Rachel Vinegar can just get that little bit extra out of number 8, King of Love. Then moving on to race number 6, Tuk Tuk Mpumi Mjoka. He's riding so well for Gavin Smith, and I do think this could be a good each way bet come Friday, and that's trading around about 13-2. So that is a wrap for myself, Devon Governor. Grant, always a pleasure having you online, and thanks so much for your input.
Thank you very much, Devon, and we chat soon, my man. Go well.
Great stuff. Hopefully we can land some solid bets on Friday and build up the kitty for the weekend.
Thank you. Go well.
Great stuff. All the best, Grant. Well, you've heard it from myself and Grant Paddock. We wish you a fabulous day's racing come Friday at Fairview, Gqeberha.